What has he, not done to try and control how things should go here? He has opposed, you see, my election. He has called upon nations to, in fact, regard Zimbabwe as a lawless country, a country where democracy is not respected, where there is no rule of law, where human rights do not exist. And all that is a lie.
It's not just, of course, Britain, it's not just Commonwealth. Botswana has been critical in the past. South Africa and the SADC nations, another club that you're a member of.
Critical of what?
Critical of the fact that, for example, 1.3% of its economic growth in South Africa didn't happen, almost as a direct result.
No, if you
20 to 30,000 jobs didn't happen.
No.
Trade declined by 15 billion rand.
Yeah, no. No, we were not the cause of that. We don't run the South African economy.
No, but you're vitally linked to it at one point, but now
our trade with them has always been good. And they admit it, that in spite of the sanctions, you see, the trade has been, rising in terms of volumes. And
Mr. President,
all the time
is
to
that?
their
It's
advantage.
declining, it's not increasing.
The what?
The trade is declining.
No.
not increasing.
You go and ask Erwin. He will tell you that in spite of all that has, been done to Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe's trade with South Africa has always been, rising, not declining.
What are your links with Britain? Why are you unhappy with Britain to such a degree? You were a friend for a very long time.
To tell you the truth, we are not unhappy with Britain as Britain. With Blair's Britain, yes, we are unhappy. That is the rulership of Blair. Very unhappy. Unhappy, first of all, he's a man who is, I don't know, he considers himself as a superhuman. He doesn't want dialogue, doesn't want to talk.
Would you like to have negotiations with Britain again? Would you make efforts now to negotiate and to discuss?
We've made enough efforts. If Britain wants to talk, we are ready. We've said so. Again and again. And even the people he has asked to intervene, Obasanjo, Thabo Mbeki, have asked him, you see, to try and have dialogue with us. There is a Zimbabwe which some countries would want to regard as a pariah state and never say anything good about it. Everything that it does is bad. But we are not bad.
But I've met people who have been beaten. I met a union leader who was beaten for putting out leaflets calling on for industrial action. He was beaten, taken into a field and left.
But you will get those actions happening even in Britain. Are you saying you don't have,
Trade union leaders do not get taken out and beaten nearly to death by the police in Britain.
But I saw Mr. Prescott box one person. I think whether he had been,
that is an incident that is very difficult. Mr. Prescott did not then go and get the police to take that man out.
Because goodness me, you mean if the whole deputy prime minister beats a person, boxes a person, and that person falls down, that is more acceptable than the violence of a small group that might just be, mistaken in its own belief that violence will work.
If you think you can do better than that, then enter the Backstage Superstars competition. We are looking for one guy and one girl to be our Backstage Superstars in 2004. To qualify, you've got to be able to sing, dance, and act. If you were born to shine, go on and enter. The two winners will become the hottest new stars on South Africa's favorite youth drama.
You can download an entry form by going to www.etv.co.za or collect a form from ETV's Cape Town offices, Block B, Longkloof Studios, Datas Road, Gardens, or Johannesburg, Anderson Park, 5 Summit Road, Hyde Park. Post or drop off your entry forms no later than 11th June 2004.
This is your chance to become a backstage superstar. Don't miss it.
Coming up on E! Tonight. At 6:05, the very best of Euro highlights. At 6:30, treading the boards in Backstage. And at 7, always ahead, E! News Live. Get into the groove right here on E! Tonight.
Welcome back. This is Third Degree on E! And we continue with Sky's exclusive with Zimbabwe's Robert Mugabe in conversation with Sky's Stuart Ramsey.
Mr. President, you alluded to personal attacks, and there's one, Archbishop Desmond Tutu described you as a cartoon figure of the archetypal African dictator. Now, why would a well-respected man of the church say that?
Because he's an angry, an embittered little bishop, you see, who thinks that his own view should hold. The one little bishop becomes the proponent of our political system here.
No, but he's widely respected throughout the world.
Respected for his religion, perhaps.
No, respected for the Truth and Reconciliation Committee, for being a man who is able to go through the whole of the apartheid era and still speak out against a repressive regime. He's identified a repressive regime here.
He was a frightened man during the apartheid era, and the little he did was perhaps just criticize even in an innocent way, you know, apartheid. When called upon to do something that would distinguish him as supporter of the ANC, he wouldn't go that way.
The World Food Programme says urban food shortages are approaching critical. United Nations memo to say that you could reach the level of tonnage that it's being estimated is complete nonsense and quite impossible. The farms, outsiders are saying, simply aren't producing enough food. You've got bread prices that state media say could go up by 50%.
So what is the WFP wanting us to do?
What they're saying is you need food aid.
We need food aid and not the land to produce. We don't need to produce.
No, they're saying you need to produce more and you need food aid. You're saying you don't need food aid. In fact, last week you're saying you needed you'll produce 2.3 million tonnes, which far exceeds anything ever produced before. You're saying you do need food aid.
We've produced that before.
You're not going to produce it this year, though?
We are producing it this year, definitely. There is, I mean, our estimates are there, and they show us that we will have enough food for the country and with a surplus.
800,000 tonnes.
But why is WFP wanting to feed us when we are saying we are not hungry? It should go to hungrier people, hungrier countries than ourselves. They need the food, and we urge it to go and do good work there.
The Archbishop of Bulawayo, a critic I know.
Why foist this food upon us?
Because he is respected.
No, we don't want to be choked. We have enough.
He says that as many as 10,000 people died as a direct result of starvation, lack of food, perhaps illnesses.
That's another to the bishop, the unholy man. He thinks he's holy and telling lies all the day, or every day. And, oh, come on. 10,000 people, where did they die? He should even, show me a single person who died of hunger, that is.
When we first arrived here a couple of weeks ago, government ministers estimated crop production at about 1.5 million. Many thought that was a little high. In 2 weeks, it went up to 2.3. Now, how did that happen? It didn't suddenly have a bumper harvest and they'd got their figures wrong. Yes. The fact is, And the view from the outside is that you will get 2.3 million tonnes, but you'll do it by buying it from outside, probably from Zambia.
Would you want to wait here until the harvest is over, and then you'll be
I'd like to
able
come back and see it. I'd
okay,
like to see
well,
where all the
sure,
tonnage
come
is
back. You'll be free. You are invited to come back.
Are you going to be buying food from outside?
No, definitely no, never. Not this year.
But why are all these estimates